We're coming out of a long recession where happiness was nowhere to be found. People were fearful of losing their job. People were losing their jobs. They were seeing their coworkers be dismissed. And I think we're finally moving beyond that. So there is a notion of optimism in the workplace today. I just went the other night to a book launch party for Kaboom, the nonprofit. The founder of the nonprofit, Darrell Hammond, wrote a book called Kaboom, and it's all about the power of play. And it's his nonprofit is all focused on building playgrounds for children all over the United States, North Canada, Mexico, potentially outside the continental United States. And we are all, as children, seasoned to be players, to play. That's how we get our first interactions with each other. So that never goes away, okay? We're still that same child that we were. We're just larger in the workplace today. So if we can be pulling from some of the rules of the games that we played on the playground today in the workplace, it could be a much better place. Companies are starting to investigate and look into how they deploy games across their enterprises. You have many, many more employees telecommuting, so there is a concern among the corporate office, the HR department, how do you connect these people across disparate offices, thousands of miles away? Well, gaming, using technology and gamification, is a way for people to be connected. Whether it is for contests, whether it's for coming up with new innovative ideas, gaming will help. It feeds into the human desire to receive immediate recognition. And if there can be things like badges assigned to people because they've come up with a good idea, kind of the Foursquare model, it's going to help people be more motivated. Many companies that I've recently kind of come across that are looking into utilizing these types of programs are Microsoft, AMD, Starbucks, Chevron, I'm aware, is doing a simulation type game called Energyville, where they're asking employees to actually make cognitive decisions based on the challenges associated with climate change and resource depletion, so that when they go to fill up their tank in the simulated car that they own, they'll be making decisions based on information they have, living in today's society.
That's really
one of the things you're starting to see is social networks are exploding in workplace. Now, granted, that isn't games per se. However, the fact that companies are allowing people to communicate via those social networks, whether it be Facebook, whether it be a company branded internal wiki, there is that encouragement to keep employees connected that way. And you can bet your bottom dollar that what they're communicating over Facebook during the work hours is probably fun. It's sharing photos, it's sharing experiences, and it's helping people stay motivated and stay interested in their job. If a company shuts that down, they're going to have to leave during the day to be doing those things elsewhere. We all like to have fun, and if we're having fun, we'll probably put more effort into something. I mean, personally, I always tell the team that I manage, the day you're not having fun, let me know, because we're going to find either a new role for you or a new job. Because if you're not having fun, you might as well not come to work. And I can't be such an anomaly. There has to be many more people like me. But on the broader scope, I think since people are spending so many more hours of the day at work, and maybe they're not physically at work, but when they're home, they're working, there has to be some sort of fun injected. But it can't be artificially pushed upon people. I think you have to be looking to your workforce to come up with ideas to make things more fun. There isn't this fine line between your personal life and your professional life anymore. So if you can, while you're at work, be doing good, making a difference, you're going to be that much more engaged in what you're doing. So from the standpoint of your own professional engagement, but also in your personal life, when you're out doing things, you may gravitate towards the brands that are particularly doing good or taking on a cause. I know a lot of people who have joined this kind of movement to get rid of stuff. And the more stuff you get rid of, the more stuff you have to borrow. or share. And I've always been a huge proponent of library books, not to say I don't support my local bookstore, my local Barnes & Noble, but I do believe strongly in going to the library and borrowing a book and then giving it back. And it's no surprise that corporations are moving towards the cloud model, from where you're not buying all your software and you're not putting software on your hard drive. Instead, you're basically going up to the cloud and pulling down what you need. And I think companies aren't as fearful of losing control by putting that information out there available for you to access from anywhere. When maybe 3 or 4 years ago, it would have been like, oh, that's dangerous, that's data, that's IP that we could lose control of.